Just waiting to see if anyone's available to chat. Single viewer. Feel free to make your presence known. So, how are we all feeling today? I myself am dealing with a lot of anxiety, unfortunately. Other people might be handling everything better than I am. Because I've never been particularly good at distracting myself when everything seems to be going wrong. I'm happy to hear that, Desmond. Apologies if I'm butchering your name. Naidu? Oh, just the situation. Hello there, Rahila Yasmin. Apologies if I butchered your name. VZX30, how's it going? If you would not mind just leaving a like, I would appreciate it. Um, anyway, the reason as to why, and I've been trying to avoid this because I feel like if I speak it into existence, it'll just make things worse. It's the whole thing in Iran. It's dreadful. Could you refresh my memory of what Zionism is? I know what it is, but it's not clicking with me right now. I am from the U.S. Unfortunately. So we've got quite a bit of viewers here. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you would like to, that is. I do look like an old man, don't I? Yeah. How's it going, Kamel? Kamel? Formation of the State of Israel. Yes, I do speak English. I would if I could. Nobody's gonna be ready for World War III. Trust me. Trust me. Because here's the thing. Um, I've noticed most of your pro-war folks have never experienced it. And even if they have, I doubt it's the majority. Um, no, it's mostly your podcasters now, uh, your people that make so much money and live such comfy lives. They'll have never have a reason to be scared of such things, and it's just disgusting. And absolutely agreed. No more war. Uh, it doesn't matter what a country's views are, what their politicians believe. You're still threatening lives, and there should never be a reason for that. Even if they're even if it was a country. Sorry, had to move a bit. Even if it was a country made up of the most detestable human beings on the planet, and I am not at all saying that about any country in particular. It's just part of my statement, part of the point I'm trying to make. Even if there was a country that had people that were literal demons, you do not exactly innocent lives. I'm just talking about the insanity going on regarding the buffoonery related. It's not actually, no. I can't even say it's buffoonery because even buffoons can be kind-hearted. I've met a lot of dumb people that are really genuine human beings, and well, I shouldn't say dumb, but not as intelligent as others. Uh, what question? Pudgy. Could you remind me of what that is? Anyway, yes, I'm sorry to bring up. Sorry to talk about such an awful situation, but it's really fresh in my mind. Um, and you're right. I'm not a professor. I don't even consider myself intelligent. People tell me I am, which sounds like I'm bragging. It probably makes me sound like a narcissist, but I don't believe that. I had an IQ test, and I only got my number was like average level intelligence. So, um, okay. Well, hey, feel free to change the subject. Again, what is pudgy? I'd have to look that up. It sounds familiar, but please elaborate. I hear you. Well, my opinion on ending world hunger, and it's not an easy fix, but ideally, so number one, all food that is not being sold in the stores. Uh, I apologies, Kamel. I'm really sorry. I had no idea it was a slur. I hope I did not offend anybody. Um, yeah. So number one would be all farms that don't sell all food that's not sold in stores would be given to those who can't afford it because otherwise it's going to be wasted. Um, so that'd be one. Again, I recognize that it's not an easy fix and it's, maybe not realistic, but this is what you would need to do to end world hunger. Two, not just require, but demand um, the wealthy pay more than their fair share for those who don't have much or don't have anything. Um, help people who can work to find a better job and make a better living so they can more easily afford things like food and other things they need to live. Um, assist countries who aren't capable of feeding their citizenry and encourage other countries to do the same. Um, and that's pretty much all I got. I have no idea what you mean by that, Nathan. I'm hoping it's not what I think it means. What don't I care about? You're gonna have to be more specific. And I don't expect it to. Okay. You're free to feel that way. Again, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Produced. What do you mean by produced? Hey, the man bird. How's it going? Well, 7. Hey there, Richard Evans. Hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Part of the, part of being a free society is expressing ourselves, even if there are those who we might not agree with, and unfortunately, even if there are those who might have hateful and hurtful opinions of others. It's just one of those things where nothing can be perfect. But if you want to live in the best society, you have to have freedom of speech. When did I say I have consumed more than I have produced? No, I'm not married. I gotta have more than 7 people to tell you what to talk about. Well, I mean, it might be 7, but it's only one like. So clearly, not many people care for the things I'm saying, which, hey, you don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with anything I say. I'm just me. I appreciate that, Starboy. What kind of a deal, Manbird? I would love to get my brand up. I'm just not sure how to. How old am I? 36. Although I probably look a lot older. I would imagine to many I probably even look like I'm 50. I don't see myself as somebody who knows understands everything. As my grandfather, well, you're not too far off. As my grandfather had said about people, and I'm not um, aiming this at anybody. The older you are, the older you get, the less you realize you don't know. The smartest people will never tell you they know everything. They'll never say they understand everything. And they might not even tell you that they understand most things with absolute certainty. Because new information is always being discovered, is always being found. No, I'm not. Um, I would agree with that sentiment, Starboy. Thank you, James. And yes, you are right. I'm a philosopher. I don't think I ever claimed to be a philosopher. I'm just some opinionated guy s- uh, who says exactly how he feels, as does a lot of people. Oh, is there? Oh, that's not good. Um, and it's your question, James. You might be right on that. Lulu, I agree. Exercise can really help with your mood. It's been a long time, but at one point I took martial arts lessons, and that was one of the best experiences I ever had. I absolutely will de-white poverty, and I'm so sorry about that. It's disgusting what's happening to people. I will definitely pray for you and your family. Um, you're probably right. The Bill of Rights. You're probably right. Tom Papa. It was not karate. It was mixed martial arts. I look like Snoop Dogg. I wish I looked like Snoop Dogg. Could you imagine the kind of money I'd be able to make just saying, "Hey, I'm Snoop Dogg"? Um, how to save money? I mean, other than not spending on the things you don't need, I'm not sure. I don't have any knowledge on James. Well, as an agnostic, or I don't know if I'm an agnostic. I'm definitely not atheist. But I'm also not really religious. Uh, how to handle that problem? Mm, that's tough because um, well, first of all, it depends. First of all, do you? I assume you live with your parents. Um, I would love to do that, Lulu. That'd be amazing. If I could afford it, I would be traveling. um, let me get back to one of these. Do white poverty? Yes, I do have a lot on my mind. Um, it's constantly racing. A great question, Starboy. I wish I knew. How to be a vlogger? Well, I'm not a vlogger, but if I was, I imagine I would probably just tell you uh I'd probably tell you to I'm not successful. I've only got 103 subs. That's not even close to being successful. To make money on this platform? Not even close. Uh, I don't see myself as handsome, but I appreciate the compliment. Um, Riddy, again, apologies if I mispronounced your name. I am from the U.S. I don't make any money, James. Based on the analytics, you need to have at least 500 subs. Um, however many watch hours, which I think is like a ridiculous amount, and then you can start earning. Then you'll be able to receive ad revenue. At least I think that's how it works. And obviously, I'm nowhere near 500 subs. I doubt I'll ever make it to 500 subs, not unless a lot of people started sharing my videos. A good talking person. I don't know. I guess read a book. Yes. Tier 1 is 500. Tier 3, yes, 3,000 hours. That would not be advisable, Chief. Lulu, I live with my mother. Um, you're right, I probably never will make it. Have I been encountering trolls? Well, yes. And the way to silence them would be to give them a timeout or block them. But to be honest, I can't be bothered. Uh, I. What do I think U.S. thinks about Southeast Asia? Do you mean the government, or do you mean the United States? You mean the civilians? That's true, James. I try not to take it personally. Part of my problem is that I've been taking things personally for far too long. It just creates a lot of unnecessary stress. You gotta let that stuff go. I really don't know what civilians think about Southeast Asia. I can tell you what this citizen, meaning myself, thinks about Southeast Asia, and the way I look at it is uh, all countries should be respected, all people should be respected, and be shown kindness, regardless of where they're from. But unfortunately, not everyone's going to agree with that view. There's a lot of people that will just find any reason to hate. And you'd think that in the year of 2025 that would be somewhat behind us, but apparently it isn't. Um, Japan is one of the countries I would love to visit. Why would we listen to you? You don't have to listen to me. Nobody has to listen to me. In fact, I would encourage you that if you're looking for somebody to lead you in the right direction, I am the worst person to listen to. Nobody should listen to me. I have no experience, no James. So I would agree the future is looking bleak with AI. But I don't believe that I don't believe we've, let's say, reached the point of no return. Uh, I think there are enough people who don't want AI to take over everything to where oh, that honestly, James, considering how his spaceship ships are how his starships are working, I wouldn't be surprised if most of those robots ended up exploding and not working at all. Uh, Unfortunately, you're right. Profit and greed does drive most of human history. Um, Last year, I was on a trip to Europe. An old lady came from nowhere and started bashing on me. Yeah, that happens. There was a time I was taking a walk, and I wasn't even doing anything, and this person just decided to glare at me and basically trying to pick a fight with me, and I mean I just walked off, but it's ridiculous. All right. Yeah, I had to time him out. He was getting a little he was becoming a bit too much with that room tour. You want to tour my room? My room is not clean at the moment. I don't think you want to see that. Please stop spamming. Hey, Zenat Fatima. Again, I apologize. I apologize. I apologize if I said your name incorrectly. Um, L Super making cars 90s misfiring system. In regards to what? What topics of interest? Science, universe, God. All three of them to some extent. Am I intelligent? Well, I don't know. Because even if I was intelligent, I feel as though considering yourself to be intelligent shows a lot of arrogance and means that you can be consumed with by that intelligence. You can almost become a bit self-absorbed. In my honest opinion, even trace amounts of arrogance can be a pathway to narcissism. So I would not consider myself intelligent. Other people can consider me intelligent if they want to. That is true, Nexi. But again, I don't want to consider myself intelligent because, for one thing, I'm only a high school graduate. Well, thank you, Lulu. No, I actually have no knowledge in regards to software engineering. I couldn't tell you the first thing about it. False modesty. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is a little false. I'm prone to arrogance like anybody. There are people that I do think I'm more intelligent than. Uh, I'll take that as a compliment about someone else speaking English other than the high school teacher. Um, I appreciate that, Nexi, and I agree. As I've said to pretty much everyone I know, at least I think I have. Book smarts is not necessarily the same thing as being intelligent. Most people can be taught to read, and most people can absorb knowledge. But the truly intelligent people have their own thoughts and different ways of looking at the world around them. Um, just because you can talk the talk doesn't mean, well, no, that's not the best way to say it. So somebody who's book smart can learn to build a house the same way as someone else. But one who is truly intelligent will look at that house and build it in a different way. Give it a sort of give it its own sort of unique design. Christmas, my God, I mean, we're only in June. Do I prefer city lifestyle or village lifestyle? Well, I guess I live in a village. I've never lived in the city, so I would probably say I prefer village because I've never lived in a city. Exactly, creativity and problem solving. Yeah, that's true. And it's a shame because even those who don't want to say get a degree for the purpose of having a better career, I would still say that education is good for expanding your mind and I mean, nobody's going to waste money going to school just for learning things, but it would be great if people could afford that. Um, I do have a pet. I have a cat. You've lived in a city most of your life. I can't wait to move back to small towns. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. Cities are much louder. There's a lot more going on. That's true. Yeah, I mean, you can learn a lot from reading books. It's like that saying from Game of Thrones, where Tyrion says, "A mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone." What background noise? If it's cars, I can't do anything about it. Well, I mean that's basically the same thing. It's just another way to absorb. I have a hard time reading books as well, and audiobooks are much better for me. Oops. Oh, okay. Constant background noise. Yeah. You also have to really like people, and I don't mean that to say like people um, personality wise. I mean you have to like mingling and being around a lot of people. Where am I? In terms of country, I live in the United States. But it also depends on the city. I would have to agree with that, with city people being rude. Oh, Best Elm, which is kind of in the Philadelphia, well, not in the Philadelphia area, but it's close to it. I know none of you can hear it, but I'm hearing a bird tweeting in the background, and you don't really hear that in the city. Birds tweeting, just the sounds of nature. So soothing. London was the worst. People during rush hour. Down. So I've never been to. Okay, so I've only ever been out of the country one time, and that was in Ireland. But I was 7 years old. Um, as a kid, back then, I remember feeling as though the people were driving really fast. And again, this is not me being trying to be insulting to Ireland in any way. Um, my uncle, as in my aunt's husband, originally came from Ireland. So I've gotten to meet a decent amount of his family, his two brothers, his sister, his mother and father. I would love to visit England. I really would. Um, you're from Asia. I would love to visit a part of Asia. Japan would definitely be on my list. And as surprising as this might sound, if I ever had the opportunity to just visit China one time, I would like to do that as well. But in terms of places I would most like to visit, in no particular order, Italy, Germany, um, England, um, Japan is up there. Um, Well, Canada would also be another one in terms of just other countries to visit. I would come to Poland. What about South Africa? I'm from the United States. But honestly, top three would be Italy, Germany, Japan. I've never been to India, but my stepfather was there for I think 2 weeks once for a business trip. And he actually brought somebody back with him, one of his employees there. I would visit Russia. I mean, yeah, it sounds crazy, but my well, okay, I shouldn't have said that because that might sound insulting. But so I have a friend who's got a close friend, and he's originally from Russia. He currently lives here. Um, and some of the architecture there is beautiful. Um, like it's I feel like it's the first building you ever see. Um, Bavaria is where I would want to go. Absolutely. I mean, there's beautiful mountains in Germany. The I don't, for some stupid reason I was about to say I was about to say the jungle. But no, the wooded area. I mean, I've only seen it through pictures, but it looks like a stunning place to go. And it's also partially because I have ancestry from there. Yeah, Oktoberfest. And they just seem like really nice people. Like that is enough for me. If a country is known for having decent people living there, and it's like a vast majority, then that is enough for me. Just a second. I'm gonna turn my camera off just for a little bit. I have to go get something. So, but I'm still gonna be talking. Uh, I might mute my voice for just a second because I have to open the garage door and I don't want it to be noisy. Oh, so you're originally from the U.S., Nexi? That's awesome. You managed to get out of here. my my mother and I were kind of, well, my cousin too. We were kind of talking about like if things really, really, really get bad, we may look into going to Ireland. Um, Mostly because um, my cousin, his has grandparents that are in Ireland that have lived there all their lives, were born there, citizens. Um, and because of that, if we needed an escape, they would most likely take us in and help us gain citizenship there. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, I understand missing the culture, but if I had the means to get out of here right now, I would, and I would never look back. Hi, Batman. Where's Joker? And yes, you're right. I was muted. I forgot to unmute. Just a second. No, it's just I don't think any countries that don't have a white majority would accept somebody like me. Like, there's no way Japan would take somebody like me in. I mean, it's not impossible, but I highly doubt it. Um, and once again, in Ireland, I know people there. So it'd be a lot easier to get into another country where you know people who live there who are also related to members of your family uh, than it would be to get into, say, Canada. Um, Although I have heard that if they can trace your roots back to a country and you go to that country, there's apparently a way. I don't think I could be a teacher. I mean, I could try, but have I seen The Last Samurai? Okay, you're right. Like, I know there are people that live in Japan who are not um, originally from Japan, but I couldn't afford that. You need help with what? Also, thank you so much for the 7 likes. The reason why I've been turning off my camera and muting myself off and on is because I'm currently eating something, and I don't think people want to see me stuffing my face and hear me talking with my mouth full. Sounds like a great recommendation, and thank you for the sub, Nexi. Take care of yourself, and hope to see you in a future stream, or maybe as a commenter or reviewer on one of my videos. Hey, how's it going? I mean, I could, you know. Okay. 10 likes. Ooh. Maybe we should do these streams earlier more often. Don't know if anyone's still here. But I may be ending it soon. Why are you asking that? Okay. So, viewership is way down. It's kind of up on 3 minutes from an hour. Thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, giving a like. Anyone who may be watching this after the fact, if you like anything you see, or well anything you hear, feel free to also subscribe, give a like, and comment. And until the next stream, take care, everyone.